movements or stretches or like
Absolutely, I find it extremely important. I mean, I've been doing this for a while, and I think for me, when I get up on stage, there's a certain mindset I want to have, and doing the warm-ups and the rituals that I do, and having that mindset makes me confident when I get on stage. It's almost like if I don't get to do these things, I feel a little weird. So I guess for me, it's mostly hand exercises, as long as I have a pad and a metronome. Everybody use a metronome every day.
Yeah,
I can't tell you how. I tell every one of my students that make your metronome your best friend. So why I use the metronome when I warm up is I can really gauge what I'm warming up for and tempos that I know I need to hit. So I usually work on singles, I work on some double strokes and all the different blasts that I do and things like that. But it's mostly the point of building up on the metronome and knowing before I walk on stage, okay, I've hit these tempos already. My hands are warmed up. And I think the other important thing is I always like to make sure that I kind of break a sweat before I go on stage. I don't like sitting down with the drums without having to kind of like shock my body, without having that first initial warm-up. You don't want that to happen when you're up on stage. When that happens, sometimes you're in the middle of a song and all of a sudden you can't hold your sticks right. So that happened years and years ago. So I find that if you kind of warm up your muscles and get that first kind of tension in your arms and everything going, when you get on stage, so it's kind of, there's two things, making sure you get those tempos and that you're there, and then getting that comfort zone of warming up and just being ready when you get on stage, And I think when you have those things, like I said, when I walk on stage, confident I go, I can nail what I have to do every night. And that's the most important thing, is you want to show off to the audience that what you can do is really easy for you, or it looks really easy and sounds really good, So that's what I find works best for me.
Stops you're really looking forward to, cities you miss or just have to get to that you've never been to?
I think the only city I ever really miss is where I'm from. But as far as what I'm looking forward to, we're going out to California. I always enjoy heading out to California. It's always warm. It's always nice. The shows are good. It's a place I like visiting every tour. We're also doing the California Metal Fest, so I'm really looking forward to that. I think it's gonna be really good. We're playing with some kick-ass bands out there, so I'm really excited about that. So we'll see how it goes.
Are there any specific experiences you remember that stuck in the back of your head that you'll remember forever from tours?
I mean, if I wasn't drunk through most of them, I probably would. I think that the most memorable place, I've been to Europe a couple times. I've been to Japan. It's amazing going to foreign countries. I think being in a completely different world and being able to experience things over there that you never will here. And the beer is really good in Europe.
Can't say I've ever been yet.
But we played a big festival out in Europe. Actually, it was with my other band that I play with, Goratory, which is a technical death metal band. We went out there and played in Germany. It was in front of a few thousand people. It was like a 3-day festival thing. Great experience. Super nice people out there, and just a beautiful area out there. And God, it's about 3 years ago now. So I'm hoping Arsis is going to go back to Europe sometime soon, which I'm sure we will. So I look forward to it again.
trying to say?
Any shows in particular that really stick out in my mind? I mean, Tokyo was great. We played a show in Tokyo, and what's funny about Japan is everything is smaller. So even like the little bit bigger clubs in Tokyo are still small. So we packed the place in, and tons of people there. And I think the experience that I remember about it is what the people were like there, what the fans are like there, and how grateful they are that you came to play. And like after we were done playing, the guy that runs our label, he rented out the club, and we were able to ask certain fans to come back and basically stayed there from when the show was over until 5 in the morning, eating and drinking, and then at 5 in the morning we had basically a 10-hour drive to get back to where we were flying out of, and we just all passed out in the vans, and yeah, woke up and got on the planes and went home. So it was a cool day. Good nights that night. I don't think I'll ever forget.
That was fun.